Hey guys, Saintsfan here, and welcome to another GTA 5 video. Today, this one is going to be about the brand new vehicles, the BF Raptor and the Western Daemon, and how they compare to the other cars or bikes in their category in terms of speed. Like I always mention when I do these speed tests, this is not for racing purposes. This is strictly to understand how they compare in acceleration and top speed, because we're just going down the strip. So this can give you somewhat of an idea of when you're in free mode, how these vehicles might perform, and if you should buy them. Before we actually hop into that, I do want to mention, because someone tweeted me this. So for the next 2 weeks, Slipstream, the new adversary mode, it's actually going to have double money and RP, and apparently you can get a decent amount from it. So these two people did it, and you can see they got $40,000 for only 4 minutes of playtime, which is actually not bad considering most of the other jobs you get, you don't get that amount for that little time. So it may be something you and your friends want to do just to get some money. It is kind of a frustrating adversary mode if you do eventually play it against other people, but maybe by yourselves in a controlled environment where you can take your time and just finish the race. You might get some extra cash. Now, the speed tests. We'll start with the Western Daemon first. And hopefully by the end of this, you will fully know if you want to purchase these vehicles. But the Daemon. In the first clip, though, I am actually going to be on the Nightblade. Next to me is the Zombie Chopper, then we have the Daemon, then the Wolfsbane, then the Hakuchu Drag, and then the Zombie Bobber. So all of the new bikes that are relatively, except for the Hakuchu Drag, relatively close in terms of speed and performance. You can see, though, the Nightblade does smoke every one of the bikes except for the Hakuchu Drag, which is to be expected. And the other three, the Zombie Chopper, the Western Daemon, and the Wolfsbane, are all pretty far behind it. So the Western Daemon does not compete with one of the faster bikes in this DLC. The next clip, I am actually going to be on the Daemon, so you can get an idea of how it looks compared to those same bikes from its perspective. And just like the first one, the Nightblade and the Hakuchu Drag, they take off, but this one is a little bit more competitive with the Zombie Chopper. Now the Zombie Chopper is slightly faster than it, as you can see, but the Western Daemon is faster than the Wolfsbane and the Zombie Bobber. Although you saw the guy who was on the Wolfsbane, he actually did a wheelie and quickly caught up. The Wolfsbane is one of the only bike DLC vehicles or bikes that you can actually do a wheelie on to get some speed, some extra speed. You can't do that on the Daemon. And in this third clip, same thing, same bikes. I'm on the Daemon, and you can just see, again, from this side going back to the other side of the airport, the Daemon is third behind the Nightblade and the Zombie Chopper. So it's really going to come down to if you want to purchase this bike based off of its looks and all the customization, which isn't a bad thing to do. It's actually got some really decent customization, and it's a really nice looking bike. So it's really not that bad of a purchase, because it only costs like $140,000. However, do just know going into purchasing it, that it's not going to be as good as some of the other bikes in terms of performance. Now on to the Raptor. This thing is a joke, man. Like, it might have a good lap time, I don't know, but they screwed it up by putting it in the sports category. I don't know who makes this stuff up at Rockstar, but nothing ever makes sense, man. In these three clips, you can see, well, at least in this first one, I'm in the Masacro, and we go against the LG, the Raptor, and I think somebody put in an Obey 9F. And in the Masacro, it smokes all of them, really, except the LG. The LG kind of catches up. But the Masacro is one of the fastest cars in the sports category. So if the Raptor can't even keep up with it, then it basically is useless. Now, from the Raptor's perspective, you can see here, again, going against the, I think we put the Coquette in this time, it still gets absolutely smoked. And you'll see the same thing happening in the third clip. We even put a Sultan, a regular Sultan, and even the four-door regular Sultan beats this car by a lot. Now, the argument could be made that you're not going to buy this car for performance because it's a three-wheeled little car, bike, whatever you want to call it, and you're just going to buy it for the looks and for its uniqueness. But it's $700,000, and that's without upgrades. So that's such a big price point to buy a vehicle if it doesn't have the performance to match. Even in free roam, it's not going to be that good because the handling is really bad. And what I mean by that, at least, well, maybe the traction, I should say, is bad, because The back wheel, if you hit a bump and that thing does not land perfectly aligned, you're going to spin out. I've had so many times when I'm driving, I hit a slight curb or something, and the car spins out. So you're not going to want that in free roam if you're getting chased by someone. And in races, it's useless because it's in the sports category. So this car, I feel like, is just, it's one of those cars that could have been good, but unfortunately, with the way Rockstar implement certain things into the game, it's not. So hopefully this gave you a better understanding or idea of these two vehicles. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and actually I want to know how many of you guys went out and purchased the Raptor, even though it's not that great. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Drop a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content. As always though, it's your boy Saintsfan, and see you all in the next one.